Hello, everybody. Welcome. We'll give everybody a few more minutes to join. So, just hang in there. I will try to unmute you guys, and so that we can probably chat a little bit if you want to. I have unmuted you. So, welcome, Rohit. Welcome, Siddhant.
Hey, hi, Vijay.
Hey, how are you doing?
Yeah, doing fine. Good morning to you.
Yeah.
I
And thanks for joining in.
yeah, I missed the last one, but today I'm here.
Yeah, no, it's good. Give me 1 second. I have just tried. So we'll just wait a few more minutes. I mean, not a few minutes, maybe another minute. Roshan, who's my co-founder, is stuck in traffic in Mumbai, or I'm not sure if he's made it to Bangalore as yet, but he was stuck in traffic, so he's going to join as well. So let's give him a few minutes as well, and then we had a couple more people that had registered, so not sure if they're also going to make it. But Daryl, if we can send a link to
Yes.
just a reminder to people who have
Mhm.
registered to join again.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay, so also link to. Well, give me a moment. I'm going to get. Uh, so did you send it out, Daryl?
Yes, I've sent out the notifications.
Okay, so you know what? I think we'll just get started with we'll wait for people as they come in, well, I think Roshan will join as well. So thanks a lot for making time, Rohit and Siddhant. Rohit, I just want to thank you for making time, and as you know more, go and let more people know of this. So what is Fourcoin? So Fourcoin, according to us, and we strongly believe, is the future of shared real estate. What does it involve? NFT, escrow, blockchain, staking, sponsored buyer seller. So you'll get to know all of this in detail as we go along. So the IEO, which is if you're in the crypto world, you already know what an IEO is. It's an initial exchange offering. It's the 27th of July, 2021. So it's in around 10 days from now, 11 days and a few hours to be precise. Very equivalent to an IPO. This is how you can get involved with a company, get involved with a coin right at day one. This is like getting onto blockchain, Bitcoin, maybe like 10 years back or 15 years back. And we know how that's turned out for a lot of people. So what is Fourcoin? So Fourcoin is the lifeblood of the Four ecosystem. Now, when we say that, I like to give a very simple example. When you go to a mela, or you go to a fair, like a village fair, at the entrance of the fair, you're given some coupons, right? People tell you, here are these coupons, and then you buy some coupons, then you go in, and then you can get on the Ferris wheel, you can go in and play some games, you can do different things, you can buy lunch or dinner with those coupons. So Fourcoin is like those coupons. It's a utility token that allows you entry into the Four ecosystem and allows you to participate in, let's say, Four.house, which is the blockchain-based residential real estate marketplace, Four.club, which is a blockchain-based sharing economy of future, as well as Four.work, which is blockchain-based commercial real estate marketplace. So the first one, Four.house, is very similar to 99 acres or Magic Bricks or something like that, right? So you can go in, you'll see multiple properties. Now today in Magic Bricks, you can only go and view an entire property. But tomorrow, this is also going to be transaction enabled. You could go in, you could buy 1/10,000 of a property, of an apartment that's overlooking Central Park in New York, 1/10,000 of a unit in Tel Aviv, 1/10,000 of an apartment at NCPA, Nariman Point. And believe me, when I say that, since most of you on this call are from India, Indian citizens are allowed to buy property in many parts of the world. But only the Vijay Malyas of the world did it because you had to invest in the whole property, right? So today, with the fractional ownership, multiple people can do it. It is democratizing property ownership, not just in India, but globally. So that's the essence of the Four.house. Very similar to that, Four.work is very similar to Four.house, but for commercial. So today you can go and buy a warehouse in Pune, a portion of a warehouse in Plano, Texas, and you can then probably, the group that buys it together then rents it to Amazon. Amazon uses the warehouse, pays you rent, and guess what? As the value increases, you keep getting rent, but the value increases, the collective can decide to sell it off, and then all of you make money. So that's the Four.work. .club is a very unique concept. This is about usage, not about ownership. So if you had, let's say, 20 families in Mumbai that travel to Goa very often and decide, why don't we all rent a villa in Goa? Let's all pool resources together. As we go and stay there, we will pay welcome, Roshan. We will all pay a subsidized fee for rental. Those days that we don't stay, we give it out to the market on Airbnb or whatever. End of the year, we will look at how much money we've collected. If it's a profit, we share it. If it's not, then everybody pulls in some more money, or there is a fund that is kept in as an emergency fund that is used, and they close the club or they extend the club. Some people drop off, new people join the club, and so anybody can create a club. So the club, same way, people can join together, buy, not buy, rent an office space in Nariman Point. Multiple people get on board, and get doing it. So so that is the club concept. So now I'd like to introduce Roshan. Roshan is my co-founder. Roshan is also the founder of Trip Villas. He's the CEO and founder of Trip Villas. Trip Villas is Asia's largest, villa and holiday home management company, and you can go check them out at tripvillas.com. He's also alumni of IIT Bombay, and it's my pleasure to have him here. He got stuck in traffic and he's made it here. So welcome, Roshan.
Thanks, Vijay. Firstly, apologies to everyone. Yeah, I got stuck in a pretty unpredictable traffic in Mumbai, where I am at the moment. And it's great being here. Look forward to interacting. I see familiar name in Siddhant, and welcome Rohit, to this AMA. Essentially, as Vijay has mentioned, my background is that I graduated from IIT Bombay. For the past 11 years, I've been involved very intimately in the vacation home industry, both in the development and then the management of vacation home assets. It's been an exciting time, creating real estate in some of the most beautiful parts of the world, and helping people in finding good investment opportunities, managing the real estate, generating the income, etc. And we hope to bring that expertise to the FOHO ecosystem and help everyone make some money from real estate.
Absolutely.
Right.
Thanks, Roshan. And with that, we'll go through this. We'll keep this very open. There's not many people here. Any questions until now? Rohit, Siddhant?
Yeah, sure. I'm just hearing it out right now.
Okay, so let's go along. But anytime, if you have any questions, we can keep this very, conversational.
Sure. No, I'm good. Even I'm hearing it out.
Okay. So absolutely, we're saying democratize the real estate space. As we said, people can buy. You don't need to have the big money. Regular people can now buy properties in different parts of the world, and that is something that we think truly democratizes the real estate space. So some of the problems with real estate today, obviously it's expensive. Managing home can be stressful, and that's where our the fact that we would have property management companies taking care of it would be easy. Due diligence is lengthy, difficult. Paperwork, all that's taken care of by the platform, and there are big risks with real estate, right? So here you can diversify your risk. You don't have to put all your money in one egg, or all your eggs in one basket. You can diversify it. You can make sure that you've got a little money in different property markets, commercial, residential, different geographies. You can take care of all of that. So some of the forward or house properties that we already have, this is on our legacy 4 platform, something that I had started in 2019. So we already have Dusitani, Sri Lanka, Aldeada, Goa, Bambolim. A lot of this are already on board, and this is something that we can definitely look at bringing on board our new platform as well. So these will be available. So again, really good quality properties, but again, it is something that people can bring tomorrow. Anybody can bring any property on board, and it could be in Pune, Belgaum, it could be any place, right? You have a property that you think you can bring, other people might be interested in, bring it on board. So and if people buy it, then it closes, and you've got now an investment on the marketplace.
Absolutely.
So private, now IEO is opening on the 27th. You can go in and buy. Today's AMA was targeted at private placement investors. So basic private placement investors, you get an additional bonus if you put in a minimum of 25,000 US dollars. 10% bonus if it's between 25 and 50,000, and all the other bonuses come in as well. So as you invest more. So IEO private sale, you can participate, on opening an account on BitBNS, using your funds in BitBNS wallet. You can also directly part using the blockchain wallet, MetaMask, on the centralized launchpad Ascent by BitBNS. So very easy. Those of you who are on crypto, if you're not on crypto, just go to BitBNS, get yourself whitelisted, get your an account, and if you're looking at private placement, then that's a different ball game. But this is something that we can definitely look at the IEO thing as well. So go to the website fourcoin.com, register, give your information, email either Roshan or me, enter your details, and then open an account with BNS, complete KYC, and if you're an existing user, you're whitelisted by default. So some of the token allocation, Roshan, if you want to go through this quickly, I mean, like very quickly, and then we can answer questions
Sure.
from.
So this is essentially, this explains broadly how the funds raised through the IEO are going to be utilized. I'd like to draw your attention on the left-hand side is the total supply, and what we are committing will be the end user funds of all the future supply. If you see, there's a light blue portion which is sticking out, which is the present IEO, which represents 8.5% of the total max supply. And then you have another portion called for future token sales, which is roughly 40%. What this means is that nearly 48.5% of all tokens are going to be issued for cash, which means that the FOHO coin essentially is inherently nearly 48.5% cash, and that should give a lot of comfort um, to the IEO participants. On the right hand side is the IO funds allocation, which means basically that 8.5%, how is it going to be spent? There, I'd like to draw your attention to the two large buckets there, which is one is public relations and advertising, nearly 30%, and the sales and marketing, which is nearly 24%. So when you put it together, it's nearly 54% is essentially going towards the demand creation. So it's essentially going to create demand for the coin itself, which is essentially helping investors in the coin, because essentially we are marketing the coin for you, and so we are basically ensuring that there's more demand and the price of the coin kind of goes up. So those are the two things I want to highlight. Vijay, if you can go to the next slide.
Yeah.
The next thing that here is something called the token release schedule. I'd like to draw your attention here to the most important thing, which is essentially, if you see the different colors, you'll see that on the left hand side, which means at listing, uh, it's primarily light blue. So it's the tokens which are going to be live in the initial portion as soon as the IEO is done, and for pretty much the first 20 months, it's primarily going to be the tokens which are sold in IEO or the token sales itself, which means that the people who have invested at the tokens pretty much they have a cost basis and they have a floor price below which they can't sell, because they would be taking a loss, and that would be illogical. And the other tokens, which are essentially for the team, airdrops, etc., they all kick in towards month 40. So this means that essentially the large portion of the management team's tokens, airdrop tokens, etc., is all aligned towards building value towards the 40-month kind of window and post that. And so that should give comfort to all investors, because that means that essentially everybody is thinking long term. Everybody has a vested interest in the token remaining at a high value in the long term, and not just immediately. Vijay, do you want to go to the next one?
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, so the next one is like some milestones till date and some future roadmap. Would you like to take this, Vijay? Or should I go
Yes.
through it?
Thank you, Roshan. So milestone, as we mentioned, how did we get here? We started in July 2019. We launched the FOHO in Sri Lanka and in Goa. And as we moved along, January 2021, I ran into Roshan. Roshan at Tripulars was thinking of creating a members club called Tripulars Club. We got our heads together, and we said, how do we embrace blockchain? How do we do things bigger? And that's when the whole FOHO coin concept came through, and we're leveraging things that Triple R has done. things that Tangentia has done in the past, the legacy 4 platform that we had. So we're putting all of it together, and that's where we are right now. Now, where are we going forward? July 27th, the IEO closes, IEO opens rather. We should fix that on there. It opens. It closes on August, 5th, I think. I'll have to check the exact date, but it is on our website. August 15th, the big day, we will start trading on BitBNS. Same day, we will also open up on some distributed exchanges as well. The first one being Roshan, what's it called?
It's called Uniswap.
Yeah, Uniswap. So we would be on Uniswap as well on 15th itself. So we should get more liquidity and more people coming in right on day one. And then, in a short while, which says October 2021, but possibly even earlier, we would have the launch of the 4 Club House and the unified app for token holders. And then November 2021 is when we see the Fourcoin could also be accepted on partner websites like triplers.com, or it doesn't hurt to dream, expedia.com, or any of the other ones as well. And why not? We possibly can get them to use it as well. But triplers, again, potentially may not be November 2021, could be even earlier. And December 2021, we hope to launch on a couple more, at least one additional, larger global exchange worldwide. So that is the roadmap, and that's how we've got to it until now. So the present coins, it's 1 billion total coins. 85 million coins will be used for our initial pilot, for which this IEO is going to be done for India, Canada, and Sri Lanka. And these are the other, raises that are potentially, not in the same sequence, but as we go along, based on market conditions, based on strategic, inputs that we will receive at that point of time, we will decide which one to take next. But it's 100 million coins for India, 100 million coins for Europe, 100 million coins for North America, and then the other ones being the Indian Ocean, Pacific, and Southeast Asia. So those are some of the the highlights of what's coming in the longer run. Meet the founders. You've already met them. My name is Vijay Thomas, and founder and CEO of Tangentia. We're a digital transformation company based in Toronto, Canada, but with locations in New York and in India. In India, we're headquartered in Goa. We have upwards of 100 people in our Goa operations. I was also involved in the Indo-Canada Chamber of Commerce. I was their 32nd president. I'm also on the board of TIE Toronto and a lot of other bodies, business bodies. Also, I run a venture capital company called Tangentia Ventures, through which we had started our legacy FOHO business. And I've lived in different parts of the world and now called Toronto home. And with that, I'd like to hand it over to my co-founder, Roshan. He's given us a little bit of his background. But Roshan, maybe tell them a little more of, the things that you've done at Triple R's and some of your other exploits.
Yes. No. It's been an exciting time over the past 10 years. Essentially, with Triplers, we have focused on two things. One, of course, being really good at managing vacation home assets, with creating interesting communities which give people a reason to go and visit them. And another business that I think we've done well in, and which is probably very relevant to FOHO, is a business called the Holiday Home Times, which over the years we have produced a lot of research and continuous tracking on the vacation home industry and real estate opportunities across the globe. So for all of those of you who are interested in international real estate, I would say go and visit it, check it out. And we've really built a lot of intelligence on the different countries, the opportunities, who's doing what, etc. And a lot of that you will see being applied on the FOHO side of things to find and bring the best opportunities in front of the investors on the FOHO platform. My background is I grew up, as you can see, in the tiny country of Qatar. We were when I was growing up there, we had only 200,000 people. A lot of people when I moved to IIT, he used to tell me that, oh, that's as small as maybe Andheri or as small as Jamshedpur or Bhilai. Yeah, we were that small a country. And yeah, I mean, I've, enjoyed working, living, understanding the different global cultures and, the new, and with real estate, you always meet interesting, crazy people because, it really takes crazy passion and a little bit of craziness to look at a piece of dirt and imagine a beautiful resort or a beautiful vacation hometown there. And that's what many of the founders of vacation real estate companies have done. And so it's always exciting, always interesting, and I look forward to meeting all of you all in person sometime soon, and doing some exciting work at Foho.
Thanks, Roshan. And with that, a little bit about our advisors. Roshan, you want to take this?
Yeah, sure. So what we've done is we've released the crypto advisory board and their names already, and now we're getting ready to announce the names of the real estate advisory board. So our advisory board presently comprises of Chandan Kumar, who's experienced hedge fund trader, been in the professional financial markets for over 15 years, and runs a algorithmic trading company. For the last 3 years, he's been a consultant with BitBNS and has been very responsible for some of the very innovative products like BitDroplet, etc., that you see on BitBNS, and assisting them with taking a leadership position in the Indian market. We have Jason Fernandez, who's very experienced blockchain industry figure. He's the founder of TokenJ.com, which is like a YouTube for the token world. Also invented the world's first DVR. And it's been featured in many international publications, etc. We have Floyd Tavares, who's a very experienced marketing person, and has been a consultant to Goa Tourism, some of the large hotels chains in Goa, etc. And he's helping us on the brand and advertising side of things. On the real estate side, as I mentioned, we're getting ready to name some of our advisors there, and we are happy to share the first one, which is David Musavi, who's an experienced real estate lawyer. He's actually the lawyer for the Toronto Real Estate Board, and we'll as I said, we'll release more names as we go on and as we get to the IEO.
Yeah. So absolutely, Roshan, we've got some really big names globally that are joining us, and not just this, but we're talking to some very large builders as well. We're talking to Damac in Dubai, Tata Housing in India. We're talking to Tridel in Canada. A couple of very large builders that will be looking at also participating with us. So so fantastic opportunity for anybody that's looking to get into what we think is the next generation of the real estate sharing economy, the democratized real estate sharing and usage economy. So with that, I think we'll end. That's all I had for the presentation. If you have any question, I'm going to just allow everybody to kind of we'll just promote everybody to panelists. I think that's just easiest.
Yeah, I think that's best.
Okay, so I am promoting to panelist. Daryl, can you please promote everybody to panelists, and we can just chat. There's not many people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Bhagirath, welcome, and you can unmute yourself, and you can also if you need to switch on your camera as well. Would love to chat with you. Ankit, welcome. Rohit, welcome.
Hey, hi, Vijay.
Yeah. So any questions? So you got a flavor of what we want to do and how we're going about going it, and the roadmap. So so what are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's quite interesting. I think real estate by far is a very non-liquidable asset, and this probably gives opportunity for everyone to participate. The only concern is, I mean, not for me, but basically it's Bitcoin. So there has been that as a platform is something that has to be promoted, and people have to buy into it. With recent, uh, there's been a little bit of
No,
upheaval.
I get what you're saying. So,
Yeah.
but so let me, I will complete your sentence. So basically you're saying it is almost like it sounds a little dodgy with the government regulations and government saying
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
banned. So that's where Roshan comes in. So Roshan, so please answer the elephant in the room. Is this even illegal or is this illegal? It sounds
Yeah.
dodgy. So why would somebody get involved?
No, it's fully legal, and we of course will comply
Roshan,
with
could you
all.
speak up a little bit, please?
No, of course it's legal, and we as FOHO will comply with all the necessary regulations. However, I'd like to make a point here that that essentially, if you take the crypto world and just the cryptocurrency is just being used in a particular crypto universe, the reason why me and Vijay are very bullish on FOHO is because it's essentially bridging the crypto world and the real world. Because we believe that today there's so many people have got so much of money locked into the crypto universe that at some point of time they would want to take that money and buy real stuff with it. And what are the big things that they would like to buy? I mean, they would like to buy, in our opinion, real estate, because real estate, if you take any normal currency, a large portion of that currency typically will go into real estate, which is the single biggest purchase for any person or any family, etc. In fact, we believe, and this is our strategy internally, that in case the government decides that hey, we're going to ban Bitcoin or something, then we have to be able to be ready and geared up, where all investors can take all the money that they have in Bitcoin and actually put it in and buy apartments and buy villas using FOHO with that. So in our opinion, FOHO is a cryptocurrency, but it's not necessarily doesn't necessarily behave like the other cryptocurrencies, which uh, you know are only used in the crypto world.
Okay. Okay.
So in that sense, and today I think we're a utility token, and we have a technology platform, right? So it's not just
The other
with
thing is,
Bitcoin.
sorry to interrupt. The other thing that I want to point out, Rohit, is that over the last few months, we've been approached by a lot of governments. And if you see all governments around the world today, they are all very conscious that you know their economy is hurting. A lot of countries, primarily in tourism, uh, they they've taken an economic hit, and all of these countries are looking at saying that okay, how do we take that amount of money and capital that's in the crypto universe, and how do we attract it to our country? And we just don't want to be a crypto exchange, or we don't want just virtual money to be lying in our banks accounts, but how do we take that capital and make it go into creating jobs for our citizens and creating infrastructure for our country and things like that. And this is universal. We've seen this across the globe. And so all the governments are actually very happy with FOHO, and they're dialoguing with us and saying that, hey, why don't you actually, you know, help us in getting some of the crypto money to come into investments in our country, into creating assets, into creating jobs. And this will offer great incentives and great deals for the FOHO investors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah. Thanks. Thanks, Roshan. I think where probably the current situation would be getting all governments to really tap into the this part of the money to kind of yeah. So that's nice to hear. I mean, interesting that governments are looking to uh, kind of reach out and make it more. That's it
Yes,
from me. I mean,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. No,
There's
absolutely.
all
And
types of
yeah.
governments.
Yeah. Go ahead, Roshan.
There's some which are very proactive, and as you may know, that especially tourism, etc., and commercial assets, they are infrastructure for a country, because they are the enabling infrastructure for the country to get visitors, tourists, companies to set up in those countries, and eventually they're also the cleanest jobs, because like an IT park essentially attracts technology companies, and their citizens getting jobs in software, or them getting jobs in a hotel it's much better than a polluting industry or the manufacturing sector, etc. So all government, this is top priority, you know.
Yeah, and I think in India as well, there was a big hue and cry. HDFC Bank had sent a note out to all their people who were sending money to crypto. And Roshan, if you want to tell them,
Yeah.
they had to backtrack on it. They sent that.
Yes,
Yeah, go
yes.
ahead.
And the RBI actually sent a warning to HDFC and asked them to retract that letter because the government of India itself has done a U-turn on their crypto policies. And, today, a cabinet rank minister with, Nalini has actually come out openly with an interview saying that India will issue a digital rupee. So India will issue its own blockchain enabled digital currency very shortly. And the issuer will be the RBI themselves. So all countries are going in this direction because nobody can ignore the amount of capital that's now in the crypto universe. It's gone into the trillions, and every country that's in is capital deficient needs capital to develop themselves and to give quality of life to their citizens. So all countries are gonna embrace crypto.
Okay, okay. Yeah. So thanks, Roshan. I think the last we've come to know is the government trying to have its own currency. So that I mean that really legitimizes a lot of stuff and clears some doubts. That's the probably. I mean, in terms of the timing, should you have waited for that to happen and then launched?
Not really, because for us, see, we are global by nature. And secondly, what happens is that, as I mentioned, we have to be prepared that, you can't start building an airport once the other airport has shut down. You need to have the airport already in place, and you need to have the planes in place, and you need to have the terminal in place. So in case something goes wrong, we want to be already live, kicking, having smoothened up all ironed out all major issues. Because pretty much, we expect that in case there is some government, so let's say it may not be India, but it could be, let's say, for instance, Turkey, or it could be Saudi Arabia, which suddenly bans Bitcoin, then we would think that all people there would want to move out of Bitcoin and go into a hard asset. And really, FOO is one of the only mechanisms for them to do that today in the crypto world. So we have to
Oh,
be
yeah.
ready
So
before.
we have
Not
we
last
have
time.
the connection between the crypto world and the real world, right? So if
Yeah, yeah.
somebody decides we want to get out, hey, convert into FOHO, and through FOHO buy real assets, right? So
Yeah.
that I think is so either which way, even if people want to flee crypto, we are the off ramp for them. This is the off ramp for them to easily get in. So all the governments are going to close down a
Yeah.
lot of the things, the off ramps into fiat.
Yes, yes, exactly. And it's exactly like if you had cash, what would you do? You would basically either buy mutual funds, or you would buy a stocks, or you would buy real estate, right? So today what's
Yeah.
happening is that you can't take crypto and really buy much with it. And
Yeah.
especially if you've gone, like, if you're sitting on huge gains, then we think that that there's nothing else that's really there that you can invest in. I mean, that's attractive. So I mean, real estate is one of the most attractive assets. And ultimately, people real estate is something that they can touch and feel, and they know their country well.
Yeah. So in some way, uh, you're getting something tangible out of it. In
Yes,
case things were to go on the uh, uh, on the negative side, so
yes.
people land up. So this is more of a less of a risk investment vis-a-vis any other Bitcoin investment.
Yes, I mean, obviously, if this went through the roof as well, up to a certain level, it is covered. But tomorrow, if euphoria comes in and Fourcoin goes 1,000%, I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
it is not backed that much as well. But as I said, at offer price, if it goes below the offer price, I am going to buy it. Okay, I'm openly saying I will buy the
Yeah,
whatever goes below, because I know that much is fully backed. It is
yeah,
100% backed, right? So there is,
Okay.
so somebody is taking money and giving it to me. If tomorrow we are saying 10 cents US dollars, if somebody wants to sell it at 5 cents, I will buy it. I will just buy it because it makes sense for me. So this is like Warren Buffett says, when stock comes below a certain level, Berkshire Hathaway will buy its own stock. It doesn't make any sense, no? They know the value of it is higher. So
Yeah.
yeah. So again, let's get to. So thanks, Rohit, and please hold on to any more questions. We'll go to Ankit. Ankit is a builder. Ankit had reached out to me earlier as a builder in Goa, and Ankit, he
Hi,
also has
hi, Vijay.
has some operations in Kenya and Bangladesh as well. So Ankit,
Okay.
what are your thoughts? How
Choice of countries, yeah.
Sorry.
Interesting
Yeah,
choice of countries.
this seems like a very good bridge that you're building between real estate and cryptocurrency, and seems interesting because I feel personally that the next generation will always be buying fractional real estate more than actually owning an entire property. They
Yeah.
would like
They
to
wouldn't be able to
divide their
afford
risk.
it. They can't afford it. It's impossible. It's
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
yeah, unless somebody you inherit it. You're not going to afford it. It's like in New
Correct.
York. How many people afford property in New York or in South Mumbai? But in this model, you don't need to be Anil Ambani. You could potentially own an apartment fractional in the NCPA, right? So it is
Correct.
possible.
My question is, there are certain countries where cryptocurrency itself is banned. So, uh, how does it work for properties in those countries? If they can they be fractionalized by being outside, since we are not citizens of that country? And second question is that as developers, how can developers be associated with your platform in a uh, before, like a pre-planning stage of a project or
Absolutely.
something?
Yes. So, Ankit, fantastic question. Let me take that. One, we're now approaching builders and we're saying, get on our platform. Either, buy some coins yourself, be part of the ecosystem. And let me share my thing. So, what happens is you can become sponsors. Like tomorrow, you have a unit, you have a resort complex coming up in Goa. You can put some of your units, you can sponsor them, and they can be like listing on the Four platform, right? But to list it, you need to stake some coins. You need to have some coins. So either at that time you can go buy it, or you can buy it right now at IEO. You get them cheaper, and then you can list the things. Other people can come buy them, and so you can become part of the ecosystem, right? And in the listing. So if you are selling today, if you have, let's say, 500 units in your resort that you're building, and the 500 units, you are selling all 500 right now to full, right? You're not selling fractions. But let's say you say,
Correct.
50 of them, I'm going to try it out. 50 of them I'll put on Four platform. So Four, you become our participant. You as a sponsor, put your thing. Now obviously, since it's your own property, you need to, there needs to be, you can't sell on the fractional platform at double the price as what you're selling the other people, right? So there has to be some, people are going to say that this is, nobody's going to buy. So like with, Airbnb, or Uber Eats, right? If you say Uber Eats in the restaurant, if your Uber Eats, in India there is Uber Eats, right, Roshan?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So Uber
Oh,
Eats,
sorry, Vijay. It was bought by Zomato.
Zomato. Okay. So let's say Zomato. So Zomato, if Zomato, you go to a restaurant directly, and I don't know, butter chicken is 1,000 rupees. On Uber Eats, it cannot be 2,000 rupees, right? I mean, so the price has to be kind of, there has to be some kind of thing. So if you're putting on fractional, there are some, people will start rating you as well. So it's going to be rating based, right? So you as a sponsor can get involved as number one. Number two, we're also getting some, early adopters, young people like you, to get on board and join the platform itself, right? So we're giving in some stake, which is very few, the very small portion of the platform is available for early some, as people to take some stake. And these are people that we want to get involved, that have, like the largest builder in Canada. We're talking to the largest builder in India. Or if you have, connections, and you can help us, sell this concept, then we're willing to part with some equity in the base company as well, for a certain very, if you can do some of that stuff, and globally as well, if you're able to bring some value to us, that's something that we're willing to get a few people on board. So that's how you can participate right now. One is either bring your projects on board as a participant, or and again, we're not looking for money, like we're looking for money, smart money, people that are going to bring their connections, their skills, and help us grow our platform. So we're also talking to people like Credai, Narida, a lot of these guys in India as well. How do we bring them on board? Because tomorrow, how do we bring builders all across India can put all their inventory on us? And I'll tell you why, Ankit. If you say 10,000 fractions, yes, it becomes fractional. If you say only one fraction, then it's a whole bungalow, right? Or a whole
Correct.
unit. So we can almost displace magic bricks. We can displace 99 acres. We can become like them as well, because they can't. You can actually transact there, but we can transact there, and we can also take care of paperwork and all of that stuff as well. So I don't know. Does it answer your question, Ankit?
Yeah, it does. And what about countries where, my first question, like
Yeah.
where cryptos are banned? Like example, Bangladesh cryptocurrency is banned. So
Okay.
can I still?
So here, good question. So in Bangladesh, cryptocurrency is banned. So what we are doing is we are we have a platform. It's a technology platform. So people, so the way we finally buy it, it works like a REIT. Okay, so the REIT buys the property. So there is no real cryptocurrency that's been given. So when we pay fees to the government, it will be in taka. It is not going to be in Fourcoins, right? So we will have to convert it. All those hard costs will be in those costs. Now, if they said they've banned, we'll have to look at the legislation again. Bangladesh is not on our roadmap immediately, but India, Canada, and Sri Lanka is our initial pilot. So as we go along, we can look at these. But Bangladesh, and I'll just give you an example. Bangladesh, what Bangladesh is going for it right now is fantastic economic growth, huge economic growth, like Vietnam. We're already talking to Vietnam's largest builder. Huge growth in the economy. Also, lot of inward remittances, lot of Bangladeshi people around the world. So they have a huge diaspora, like the Indian diaspora, and a lot of inward remittances as well. So that's where the some of this can help as well. So we can talk about it, but again, this is at a very high level. But if people have banned and you've done it, and if it's a offense, a criminal offense or whatever, we probably don't want to go down that path in those jurisdictions. But there could be ways in which you can have the Bangladeshi, the thing, listed somewhere else, but finally the money is paid to a like a company that owns it. So you'll have to put one more thing in between. So that's a legal discussion that we will have to have with somebody in Bangladesh, but something that we can definitely look at doing.
Understood.
Also, Ankit, just keep in mind that this platform allows the real estate developers to also think a little innovatively. Remember that we have essentially said that there are usage-based properties and there's investment properties. And so on the investment property side of properties, most people are just focused on the income. So that allows certain real estate developers to kind of structure products where they can say that, hey, I'm going to create a product which gives you as an investor a fixed yield so that you can plan your finances. And the the capital appreciation accrues more to me as a real estate developer. So there are that could be something where you say that okay, I'm gonna give you a guaranteed yield for, like, let's say 10 years at 11-12%, and at the end of the 10-year period I will sell the price, and whatever it comes to, I will return only your capital, but the remaining portion is you've already gotten your returns because you've got a fixed return for for 10 years, you know. So the Foho platform allows the real estate developer or the property manager to kind of think a little innovatively and appeal to these investors who are also seeking like more recurring and steady income, you know.
So
Correct.
we're looking for young, innovative, early adopters like you, Ankit, to get on board. So, you know, we can chat in more detail, but basically, you know, either a private placement, if you get involved, you can get on board. You know, you would be an investor. If you're looking at doing a little more, you investor in the sense you can become a market participant. You can start listing your properties. You know, if I saw that you had some properties already available.
We could also talk to people in like our circles and
Yes.
get properties on board, because it's a
Absolutely.
very
And this could be
unique
resale as well. It
concept.
could be resale. Doesn't have to be new properties. It could be resale.
It could be resale, it could be distress, Ankit, you know,
It could be
just keep your
whatever.
eyes open for good opportunities, and we're eager to participate in them.
Yeah. And
Correct.
it's commercial, residential. It is multiple, you know, and you can, and this is also what people don't know. And since you're already doing in Kenya, you probably know that Indians can buy property elsewhere as well. It is not, you know, because I was just saying before, I don't know if you were there at that time, the Vijay Mallya's of the world were buying property anyways, but they were buying big property, you know, and it was more expensive. But now, like a Vijay Thomas or you know, a Siddhant Chaudhary or a Rohit Sadalge can also buy property overseas. You can have a Manhattan apartment, a fraction in a Manhattan apartment as well, and there's nothing stopping you. But you know, only thing is, if the same rules apply. If the rules of that nation, let's say in India, a foreigner cannot own agricultural land, right? So that you cannot own fractional agricultural land as well. So the same rules will apply. So that's where the platform comes in. A platform will check for all of that.
Correct. Understood.
Okay. So any more questions? But Ankit, I'd definitely like to, you know, continue the conversation and see how we can get you and probably your friends and family on board. Again, the easiest way is to have a BitBNS account, and when the IEO opens on 27th, to invest. Again, if you're the minimum of 25,000 US dollars, which is approximately 20 lakhs. You know, Roshan, what's math?
Yes.
Approximately 20 lakhs. Then you also get bonus the coins, and that we can issue those things, you know, in a more easier manner. But you need to have a crypto wallet already done. I mean, that is, you know, it doesn't have to be on BitBNS. It could be anywhere in the world as well. If you have a crypto wallet, we can give you that those coins there.
Okay. Sounds interesting.
Okay. So please let me know, and we would love to, you know, have you on board. Rohit, Siddhant, again, any more questions, please let us know. We have the AMAs every Tuesday and Thursday until the IEO, and you know, we've got great interest worldwide, and now we want to make sure, you know, as they say, everybody's interested now. I've got to now start collecting the money. We've got to make sure people are actually, you know, writing their getting their checkbooks out as well. But I think we've got a lot of interest. You know, we had somebody that's saying, what if I took all of it? And I said, no, we can't take all your money. We want to take you know, as little money from as many people as possible. So that is our truly democratizing model. But obviously we understand if you want to be a player and you know, participant, then you might need to have more coins. So you know, getting you know, at ground level, I think makes sense for you. Okay, I think that is it. Roshan, any last comments?
Nothing. Just thank you everyone for your time, and you know, I'm really happy to have you here. We look forward to your participating in the IEO and playing an active role on the Foho ecosystem.
Okay, thanks everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so
everyone.
much. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.